Montego Bay native Sarika Savario has been sentenced to 36 months in prison for orchestrating a fraudulent debt relief scheme that exploited financially vulnerable Americans. Savario, 37, also known as Sarika Savario Goodison, pleaded guilty on April 16 to conspiracy to commit wire fraud against a financial institution. In addition to her prison term, U.S. District Court Judge Amit P. Mehta ordered her to pay restitution to her victims. As part of her plea deal, it was revealed that between June 2016 and September 2018, Savario and her co-conspirators operated a network of fake debt relief companies. They deceived U.S. citizens into paying fraudulent processing fees and providing personal information. One of the bogus websites falsely advertised that consumers could receive up to $60,000, approximately 9.4 million Jamaican dollars in government aid, to cover their bills, while another promised up to $25,000, approximately 3.9 million Jamaican dollars, in annual debt relief. The scheme sought to defraud U.S. victims out of more than $550,000, approximately 86.5 million Jamaican dollars. Over 50 people fell victim, most sending money through Western Union for processing fees related to the promised relief. Many of these individuals, desperate to improve their financial situations, were repeatedly exploited by the false promises of government aid. The conspirators also used victims' personal information for other illicit purposes, such as creating PayPal accounts and applying for prepaid credit cards. In one case, a victim's details were used to register one of the fraudulent websites. Savario was indicted by a federal grand jury in December 2021, arrested in Jamaica in July 2023, and extradited to the U.S. in September 2023. The body of an unidentified man with gunshot wounds was discovered along the Trafalgar Main Road in Claremont, St. Anne. According to reports, passers-by found the body around 10 a.m. Wednesday and notified the police. The body was removed, and the St. Anne's Bay Criminal Investigation Branch has launched an investigation to locate the attacker. A former resident of Central Village was shot and killed by gunmen when he returned to the troubled St. Catherine community on Wednesday. Residents told the press that the man, whose identity had not been released by police at press time, had been targeted for death. He had once lived in the community but was forced to leave due to a conflict. According to locals, he had been warned by men in the area not to return, with threats that he would be killed if he did. Despite the warnings, he returned on Wednesday and was shot dead. "All of us know him," one resident said. "When you leave a community like this, you shouldn't come back," he returned. "And they saw him and killed him," the man added. As police processed the crime scene, vendors and taxi operators continued with their activities, seemingly unfazed by the incident. The farming community of Skibo in West Portland is in mourning after two brothers tragically drowned during a family celebration on Thursday. Police and family members confirmed that the victims were a 19-year-old who was visiting from overseas and his 31-year-old brother. Reports indicate that the 19-year-old had traveled to Jamaica with his father to visit his grandparents and other relatives in Skibo. At some point during the day, he decided to swim in a nearby river, but encountered difficulties. His older brother attempted to save him, but both tragically drowned. Detectives from the St. Mary Police Division have charged 29-year-old Nigel Bennett, a construction worker from Bottom Settlement, Sandside, St. Mary, in connection with an incident that occurred in the community on Saturday, September 14. Bennett faces charges of possession of a prohibited weapon, assault at common law, and using a firearm to commit a felony. According to reports from the Port Maria Police, the incident took place around 8 p.m. when Bennett was involved in a verbal altercation with a woman at a bar. He left the scene but later returned armed with a firearm, which he allegedly pointed at the woman's children. The incident was reported to the police, leading to Bennett's arrest. He was formally charged on Tuesday, September 17, following an interview in the presence of his attorney. His court date has yet to be finalized. 10 years after the release of his debut album Anointed, conscious reggae singer Bugle has returned with Apex, a 16-track project into which the Rastafarian songwriter has poured his heart and soul. Released on August 23, Apex marks Bugle's fifth studio album, and the growing buzz around it has the singer-songwriter feeling grateful. Some of the standout tracks include Heads Up, Upside Down, Thank You Lord, and Murderer. Collaborating with Bugle on the album are iconic names in reggae such as Buju Banton, Barrington Levy, Capleton, Damian Jr. Gong Marley, and Maxi Priest. They are joined by emerging talents like Chaps and Girl, alongside respected figures Rash Shiloh and Military Man, whom Bugle refers to as superstars. The official launch of Apex took place last Wednesday at Delot, with Magnum Tonic Wine adding its unique flavor to the well-attended event. Support came from Bugle's fellow musicians, as well as media representatives. Born Roy Thompson on January 30 in Kingston, Bugle has carved out a respected space in the reggae scene. Raised on the tough streets of Kingston, his biography highlights the deep influence of reggae legends like Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and Buju Banton on his musical journey.